ॐ श्री गणेशाय नमः। ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ श्री सद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। ॐ ध्यायामि चिन्मयानन्दं गुरुदेवं महामतिं प्रेमपूर्णं क्रियाशीलं सदा लोकहिते रतं कृपालुं सुन्दराकारं समर्थं सत्यदर्शिनं वाचा तत्त्वप्रकाशिन्या शोकमोहविनाशिनम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। ॐ नमो नारायणाय। 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 ॐ ऋतगं सत्यं परं ब्रह्म पुरुषं कृष्णपिङ्गलम् ऊर्ध्वरेतं विरूपाक्षं विश्वरूपाय वै नमो नमः। ॐ नारायणाय विद्महे वासुदेवाय धीमहि तन्नो विष्णुः प्रचोदयात्। हरि ओम सुप्रभातम्। ॐ शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ॐ शान्ताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं मेघवर्णं शुभांगं लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं योगिहृद्ध्यानगम्यं वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं सर्वलोकैकनाथम्। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। While I am chanting the dhyana shloka, thinking of Bhagavan, sometimes I forget to go to the next slide because we chanted daily. I am sure you also would have by-hearted it. So, please accept it that way. We will chant from the 23rd verse like yesterday. ॐ गुरुर्गुरुतमो धाम सत्यः सत्यपराक्रमः निमिषो निमिषस्रग्वी वाचस्पतिरुदारधीः अग्रणीर्ग्रामणी श्रीमान्यायो नेता समीरणः सहस्रमूर्धा विश्वात्मा सहस्राक्षः सहस्रपात् आवर्तनो निवृत्तात्मा संवृतः संप्रमर्दनः अहः संवर्तको वह्निरनिलो धरणीधरः सुप्रसादः प्रसन्नात्मा विश्वधृक् विश्वभुग् विभुः सत्कर्ता सत्कृतः साधुर्जह्नुर्नारायणो नरः. We were discussing this shloka and we have completed the first 5 namas. Suprasadaha, Prasannatma, Vishwadhrik, Vishwabhuk, Vibhuhu. This much we have seen. In this world where human mind is so varied, so much astray, ultimately unique in itself. Each mind is unique in itself. Think. And this being the state of affairs meaning what? This being the truth, for which he was called Vibhuhu. Bhagavan, in spite of all that is happening in this world, his own creation no doubt, in spite of all that is happening in this world, the only thing he does is good work for the sake of all of us. Therefore he is called Satkarta. Satkaroti pujayati iti va Satkarta. Satkaroti, the one who does only good actions. Bad actions has been a kind of way of life in our world. Not that all are always bad, not that all are always good, not that all are, great jnanis or something like that. All of us living in the world, we definitely make mistakes, we definitely make errors. At the same time, we are also good. We must understand this. Very many times what happens, some 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, some few wrong actions or bad actions or unpleasant activities which man or woman included always, please note, performs out of their own irresistible vasanas. Vasanas provoke people to do. Atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi. When Arjuna asks, Krishna confirms. Krishna establishes the fact, kama eshaha, krodha eshaha, rajoguna samudbhavaha. So, all of us who are with the influence of sattva, rajas, tama, trigunatmika, maya, when we are influenced, we are bound to make good actions, we are bound to make excellent actions, we are bound to make noble actions, and we are also bound to make wrong and unpleasant actions. This is life. And we have to accept our goodness and wrongdoings. If we don't accept the good activities what we do, then we can slip into what is called as self-pity. We might slip into a very horrible state of pessimistic life, which is not the right one. Performing good actions, at the same time being forced to perform wrong actions. Both are part of life. Both actually balances our thinking pattern. If somebody is always good, if somebody is never bad, somebody says, I will never perform wrong actions, then he is not a human being. Is it not? Accepting the limitations, when we increase the number of good actions what we do and try to be alert and vigilant to reduce the number of wrong actions what we do, then this is called sadhana. When it comes to human being, this acceptance of our limited nature, acceptance of the very nature of the mind for what it is, chanchalam himana Krishna, pramati balamadridham, says Arjuna. As though the mind has no shakti to withdraw itself because of the strength of vasanas. How do we reduce the strength of vasanas? The best way is surrender at the feet of the Lord. There is no other better, easiest form. Surrender at the feet of the Lord. Bhagavan anyatha sharanam nasti. And what is this surrender meaning? One is, I offer myself at the feet of the Lord and say, Kamadi dosha rahitam kuru manasancha. Please remove all this kama krodhadi shad vairinaha and give me the strength to nobilize my thinking, my form of thinking, my pattern of thinking, my quality and texture of thoughts. And for that, what do? I engage myself in noble activities. Giving the mind the right direction is the only way. Idle mind is a devil's workshop. Mind for what it is, the nature of the mind is chanchalatvam, asthiratvam. Therefore, mind by itself will fall prey. This is the nature of the mind. Don't blame the mind. Right? That is the nature of the mind. Accept the mind. Educate the mind time and again. Why time and again? Time and again mind will slip. Therefore, give good thoughts. Now what has happened? The habituated wrong thoughts has got strength because I have not developed the habit of giving good thoughts. So what do? One, I take the support of Bhagavan. I take the support of Bhagavan how? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. 9 forms of bhakti is given. I can choose one, sufficient. It is not that I have to go with all the 9. We can take one. If I am comfortable with 2 or 3, more than sufficient. But if I can commit myself to that form of thinking, then the mind will slowly get strengthened in thinking good thoughts, and by itself it will weaken with reference to the wrong thoughts. Wrong thoughts will come. But the identification of the wrong thoughts at the time of the thoughts cropping up will be stronger. Earlier what has happened? When the wrong thoughts, when ignoble thoughts, when very bad thoughts, when they come, I did not have the strength to control them. I did not have the strength to sublimate them. Why? Because of the strength of the vasanas. Anadikala vasanas. It is not today, yesterday and this janma. Sahasra janma paryantam. From so many janmas, I have collected vasanas. We are very good in collecting. We not only in this life, we are collecting things and money and people or something like that. This has been our way from Anadikala. Therefore, when the strength of habitual thinking, wrong thinking is so strong, then we have to make stronger thoughts, stronger commitment for what? To neutralize those wrong thinking and develop good thinking. It has to become a habit. Our acharyas constantly tell us, every day, not that all of us do, hardly we do, most of us don't do it. They always say, at night when you are on the bed, when you are lying down, we just don't, the moment we lie down, we don't go to sleep. People say, I just hit the pillow and I am off to sleep. All this does not happen. If one or two, rarely it may happen, that too by mistake. Once or twice it may happen. But all said and done, when we lie down, we do have to spend a little time rolling over probably until sleep grabs us. And acharyas say, now what you do, we keep on thinking all wrong things, we keep on thinking what all happened, and then so many things we think. Acharyas say, if we can habituate thinking about what we had done today, how our mind has worked today, what were the qualities of thoughts, the texture of thoughts today, how good were they, how indifferent were they, how bad were they, how ignoble were they, how boredom were they. If we can slowly analyze, sometimes that analysis is so strong that you feel like going to sleep and better to go to sleep and the mind will go to sleep. But at the same time, if I can introspect on what I have done every day, 10 minutes more than sufficient. Why 10 minutes I said? Because very many times we get scared of our own quality and texture of thoughts when we introspect them. Think. So how do I do that? How do I change the quality of thoughts? The best is to remember all those who have been great Santa Purushas. All those people who have done good to this world. Take them as a role model. And we have plenty. Is it not? It can be our own parents. We need not think of some yogic person or some great Mahatma or some great leader of the world. All those are not required. Around us, who are dealing with us, who are living with us, and have been exercising noble thoughts for a longer duration in the day. That is sufficient. What we require actually is to have the noble thoughts increased day by day and weaken the ignoble thoughts day by day. This is the exercise which we have to do. And when we just observe people around me, plenty of them are there. And in fact, let us accept also all those people who appear noble to us, their noble transactions in the world outside is what we see. They may also have some ignoble. That is none of our business. Think. Why that is none of our business? Look at the psychology. Look at the logic behind. When I see bad actions in one person, and when I also see good actions in that particular person, where does my mind go? Naturally, mind will go to seeing what all the wrong actions he does, and the mind will want to point out the wrong actions, and the mind succumbs to that thinking, that way of thinking, and mind fails to recognize the noble activities that has been done. Think. When I thus see some people who always do wonderful work, what is the other side of the person? How am I bothered? Then my mind will only look at the noble person, mind will look at the noble activities, and mind will focus how can I develop such good qualities. That is all what we want. Like we have the very great example of Mahatma Gandhi ji. He was given some papers which was not acceptable. He removed the pin and threw the paper away. Why? He said, I have taken what is useful for me. Is it not? We have heard this. He has kept the pin. Why? Papers were not useful. Pin is useful. So he took only the pin. Similarly, we can take what is good from everybody and not bother about the other aspects. That is his problem, his karma phala will take care of him. Is it not? What was my purpose of seeing that person? To find out whether I can improve by looking at that person. And we have plenty of people around us who are doing good work. Please do not entertain the thought the world is corrupt, the world is bad, people are ignoble, people don't know anything, everything is wrong. Therefore, Swamiji, how can I alone be good? Therefore, I also become bad. Think. So what is required is focus on the good thoughts, focus on the good actions, and accepting them, understanding how beautifully they have done those thoughts, and analyzing those thoughts, whether do I also possess such quality of thoughts, imbibing, cultivating those thoughts, those quality of thoughts, and exercising them day in and day out in my day-to-day life will definitely make my mind more proactive. This proactive tendency is the main factor in doing whatever quality of actions we are doing. Proactive thinking can come only when there are nobler thoughts. Whenever there is no proactive thoughts, mind will succumb to reactive thoughts. This proactive thoughts will definitely lead to proactive, noble, good, helpful, productive, meaningful actions. When it is said Satkarta, look at that. Satkaroti pujayati iti va. Pujayati iti Satkarta. Pujayati meaning what? Here it does not mean worship with flowers and then arati. Respecting, honoring, appreciating all the good actions done by anybody and everybody. It can be your own worker at home, your own maid servant at home. Think. That maid servant, if he or she has developed some good thoughts and doing good work, appreciate. This appreciating is good work. It will inspire them again to do good work. Now look at that. Constantly proactive activities will definitely improve upon that and the goodness will become more stronger. And then here you find Bhagavan is called as Satkarta. Why is he called Satkarta? If you look at any Purana, wherever Bhagavan is the Avatara Purusha, wherever Bhagavan is a role model, you will find all actions that have been projected there, all action that has been discussed there are only good actions. Think. Why? The mind should grab such ideas and then implement. We have Bhagavan Sri Krishna with so much of Leela, so much of wonderful activities, all children love. And in the TV serials when they bring, and they really project it with also cartoon, etc., they project Krishna as Balavan, Dhairyavan, Viryavan, etc. We have projected Hanumanji as a great Bhakta of Bhagavan Sri Ramchandraji. Like that, when the children watch these serials, now please note very carefully this point. Please note very carefully. When children watch them, the parents feel children will inculcate good thoughts. Is it not? what do the parents do? Think. Parents think they know all those katha, they need not see the katha, they will make the children sit down and say, watch this, instead of watching all cartoons and everything like that, Pogo, etc., etc. They have their own plus points and minus points, whatever. Parents also have to see such things. Why? Constantly when the mind is involved, associated, attached, merged with nobler thoughts, which is otherwise called satsanga. Think. Then nobler thoughts alone will be strengthened, nobler thoughts alone will come at every period of time, and that will again translate into nobler actions. And we see Bhagavan, in any format we see Bhagavan doing good actions only. Bhagavan respects elders. Bhagavan, in any katha you see, there is so much of nobility. There is so much of respect given to elderly people. Think. Therefore, imbibe them. And that is one of the reasons why Bhagavan is also called as Satkarta, the one who honors, respects everyone, not just the elders. Bhagavan respects elders more than we respecting Bhagavan. In fact, we give lot of gali to Bhagavan also. Is it not? But Bhagavan never does that. He says, oh, you are my child, it is okay. When the child scolds or shouts at home, we accept them. Why? Because children, after all, children. Does it mean that, get out of my house from here? Don't come near me. Out of that particular pressure we may say so, but within 2 minutes, we will go and again embrace the child with so much of love. Mother might be crying, child also might be crying, but that inner love between them will become more stronger. Think. Similar is Bhagavan. Bhagavan, a father or a mother or both of them put together, is always proactive when it comes to his children. All of us are his children only. Think. Therefore, Satkaroti Pujayati. He respects all of us. In turn, what are we supposed to do? We are also supposed to respect Bhagavan and everybody around us. We have to respect others. Why? Because I can respect them. By respecting others, in spite of what they are, I develop noble qualities in my mind. I don't respect people because what they are. I should respect people in spite of what they are. Why? They are people. In them also Bhagavan is there. We will see that in today's later part of this class. We will see Nara and Narayana. We will see. So this respecting, honoring is called Satkarta. He is called as Satkarta. Satkritaha. Another very beautiful word. The first one is Satkarta, the one who respects people, the one who respects others, one who honors everybody for whatever they are. And the next one is Satkritaha, the one who is respected. Now look at that. Pujitairapi pujitaha. He is worshipped by the people whom we worship. We all worship Santa Purushas, Gurudev, for example, in particular. We all worship Gurudev, and Gurudev worships Bhagavan. Is it not? Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, he worshipped Kali Mata. Bhagavan in different forms. Is it not? All forms are nothing but Brahma Tattva alone. All forms are nothing but one and the same principle. But for our convenience, we have very many forms. This we have discussed earlier. Whoever is our Ishta Devata, we find that Santa, that Purusha, that Mahatma also worshipping Bhagavan. Therefore, Pujitairapi, one who is worshipped even by those who are worshipped. Think. Therefore, he is called as Satkritaha. The next Nama, my God, most controversial Nama, Sadhu. This word Sadhu is very, 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 very wrongly understood, very, very, very wrongly projected. We will understand this. Sadhu, when it is said, it does not mean only a Kashaya Vastra Sannyasi. Many times we have taken wrongly all those who wear Kashaya Vastra to be Sadhu. Need not be. Also, a Sadhu can definitely wear a jeans pant and a sleeveless t-shirt. Still he can be a Sadhu. Meaning what? We need to understand what is this Sadhutva. Sadhu is a word which we all respect. How much we respect again varies from person to person. Sadhu we respect, we have some reverence, some iota of reverence to that person, etc., etc. But Sadhu is also misused. How unfortunate. We have Sadhu Bidi. Think. Sadhu wine shop. We have seen how irresponsible people can be. How atrocious. Think. Sadhu is a quality that is to be understood as. Sadhu is a person who is calm and quiet, at the same time he entertains only noble thoughts. Now this is the first way of thinking. Second, his mind also, please note this very carefully. Don't take shelter under this statement later. Alright? Carefully notice. Sadhu also can have ignoble thoughts. But the difference between the Sadhu and Samanya Jana is the one who respects the ignoble thoughts also as an expression from that very Atma, at the same time who do not nurture those thoughts and nurture only nobler thoughts. When I thus nurture only nobler thoughts, I do not entertain, I do not validate, and I do not water or nurture those ignoble thoughts. They are there. Think. You cannot eradicate it completely, because as far as every human being is concerned, having all kinds of thoughts is very common. That is the nature. But how does a person become a sadhu? A person becomes a sadhu when he develops the quality of ignoring. It is called as udasinata. Ignoring the ignoble thoughts and giving more importance, more validity, more strength with more alertness. If the person is noble for a longer duration of time, then he is called as a sadhu. Ignoble thoughts, when it comes, he ignores them. Even though occasionally he may fall prey. Please note, occasionally he falls prey. Exceptions prove the rule. He does not fall every time. But he also falls. Why? He is also working with that restless mind. But how is he different? Even though he has a similar mind, he entertains more of noble thoughts and keeps the mind calm and quiet. Think. With that in mind, we say he is a sadhu. For that, one need not become a rishi or muni or sannyasi or acharya. Not required. That is all another activity. That has a different this one for thinking for that we need not bother. Each and every one of us, irrespective of what we are, irrespective of where we are, irrespective of the conditions and positions and situations and circumstances we have the capacity to develop sadhutva. Think. And therefore, never discourage, never point out a person that he cannot be a sadhu or he cannot be a noble person. No, all of us are noble at times. All of us, including this speaker, are ignoble at times. Now, what is it that I have to do? I have to tame my mind and train my mind. How do I tame my mind? By not giving importance to the ignoble thoughts which are there. Think about this. A person who is pointing out wrong actions of another person, do you think that person is so nobler enough to point out wrong about the other person? No. At times he is ignoble. At times he is ignoble. When he is ignoble, he can be nobler. At that time he can also point out. Is it not? In the common world, sadhu, everybody is. Rakshasa, everybody is. Why? Both kinds of thoughts are there. But how do we say one person is a sadhu? Because that person entertains, nurtures, develops, increases, cultivates, assimilates and abides in more of nobler thoughts and less of ignoble thoughts. Think. This ability, this capacity to ignore. Acharya Shankara says, Audasinyam abhipsyatam. What is audasinata? That is, we ignore good thoughts. How wrong it is. There are people who do good work also, who do bad work also. Like how I often give the example of a white sheet with a small black dot in the white paper. There is so much of opportunities all around to use that white sheet. But instead of watching that complete white sheet, where does the eye go? Eye goes to the black dot there. Why do you see that? Let it be there. So what? We have so much of opportunities. Look at that. So much of goodness in that person. Look at that. To claim somebody is bad, I must be extremely good. Param Puja Gurudev, we were all students at that time in Sandipani Sadhanalaya. We were all sitting. In fact, that is the same place where Param Puja Gurudev's Mahasamadhi is there today. Gurudev, it was a rose garden all around. Gurudev used to sit at one spot, and we students and then some devotees, everything, we used to sit around, and Gurudev used to make lot of comments and jokes and so many, he used to tell stories also, and so many things used to happen. At that time, a group of 7 people came. Full white dhoti, white kurta, and then, with one very beautiful garland, very beautifully made garland, they came, and then they offered the garland to Puja Gurudev, gave him phalatambula, and then all of them did namaskara. Gurudev looked at them, and again looked at all of us. He was continuing his, we may say chat. Chat means not chat, eatable. Chat, talking to us, informally. At that time, one of them said, Param Puja Gurudev, we are coming from Mumbai. This is our institution. We respect all noble people in the society and give them a place in the society and things like that. Gurudev kept quiet. He just nodded his head. Swamiji, we have seen the way you are working. We have seen the way you have helped people grow. We have seen everything. Therefore, from our institution, this time we would like to give you title. Like how people give title, doctorate, honorary doctorates and all they give. And then like our cricket stars, they are given one placement in the army with one title, lieutenant or something like that. Gurudev was watching. They said, we want to give you the title of Raja Rishi. Gurudev was already one, without title. They said, we want to give you this one as Raja Rishi. And then suddenly another, hey, sorry Swamiji, we want to give you a title as Maharshi. Gurudev looked at all of us. 2-3 minutes, there were total silence. And then said, okay, who is the one who is going to give me title? Is he a Brahma Rishi? He asked. Why? Only a Brahma Rishi can give a title of Raja Rishi or, Maharshi. Who are you to give me? Out! He screamed. Think. To call a person sadhu or call a person who is an ignoble person, I must be greater than that. Whatever I want to label. If I am calling a person ignoble, I must be greater ignoble than that person. That is how I recognize that. Think. Sadhu, when it is said, it is a person who has developed excellent qualities, excellent way of life for a longer period of time, and the one who has not given validity to his own ignoble thoughts. It is there. It will be there. At the same time, he has not given validity to it. 2-3 times initially he might have fallen, but again he accepts that as part of life, as part of Vasana Kshaya, and then he marches forward, and you will find all his quality and texture of thoughts, his way of life, his way of responding to people, responding to conditions, responding to situations are so beautiful that he becomes a role model. This ability to focus on noble thoughts and nobler actions develops noble values and noble virtues. A person who has thus developed noble virtues, virtues means noble only, who has developed virtues, meaning what is virtue? Who has imbibed. That is the way he thinks. That is the way he lives. And because of the fact that he has not validated ignoble thoughts, it is because of the fact that he has strengthened the nobler thoughts, the ignoble thoughts, even though they are there, they are wasteful. It cannot do anything. Just as the stars brighten the night sky, has no value the moment sun has risen. Think. When the sun comes up, stars are there. Is it not? But they are irrelevant. Similarly, is a sadhu who may have ignoble thoughts, who may have certain thoughts, but because he does not validate, they become irrelevant, and all the noble thoughts inspire people around him. Think. Param Pujya Gurudev, for example, he used to have this habit of snuff that was recommended for his some physical deficiency. It was recommended, and after that his health improved and so many other all that we will leave. That is not our business. He used to take snuff. So there are people who started telling him, Swamiji, you are a Swamiji, how can you take snuff? It is bad. Gurudev said, you have come up to here, go a little further. Meaning what? There are so many good things I talk. Think about that. Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, Prakarana Granthas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, so many things have been talked. Why don't you focus on that? What business you have to focus on that snuff? He used to ask. Similar is, once we know here is a noble person, focus on the noble quality. Focus on all the good work he does. And at least you don't get that wrong ignoble thoughts. At least avoid that. Sometimes a wrong thing happening also teaches us that I am not supposed to do. Take it that way. So thus we find people who are sadhu. Who is a sadhu then? Much more we will see tomorrow. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om